Hey, what's up everyone, it be Onai, and today I'm going to be reconstructing my recent PR 2x2 average of 2.34. If you know me, I've been trying to beat my old PR of 2.45 for about 2 years now. So yeah, finally happy to beat that with something pretty good, and I just kind of wanted to go over my solutions and kind of my thought process behind some of this. First off, I wasn't filming this average because I was not honestly feeling it during finals. Like the first round went pretty good. Second round, excuse me, second round was awful, and I thought I didn't even make finals. So I didn't want to put that extra pressure on myself in finals, especially with how, looking back, especially with how good these scrambles were. So yeah, we'll get into it. Alright, so this first one was a 3.04, and as you can see, there's kind of a lot of blocks. Tried looking at a few things. Like I saw this 3-move layer on yellow, which got had an okay solution, or okay case, and then eventually I settled on green, which oddly enough is kind of the same 3 moves. You can, I saw this pretty easy 3-move green layer into J-prime with no AUF. When I saw the solution, I tried to kind of spam TPS. I'm not sure if I tried to spam TPS as much, or just tried to safety it in general, but I definitely was locked up a little bit and got a little bit nervous, but thankfully that didn't affect me too much for the rest of the average. On to Scramble 2. Alright, as you can see, there's a couple things that you can do. Immediately I saw this 3/4 of a face with just this kind of twisted corner on yellow. And with this case specifically, if you do the 4 moves like that, you notice that these 2 pieces don't move, and this essentially just moves like an L. And same thing, or similar thing, if you have like the mirror case. So this is a pretty easy case to 1-look, and when I saw that these 2 were the same and this would move over here, corner here, blue on top, I knew it was going to be diag pi EG1, but I didn't want to go with this initially because if you do that, the bar's on front, and I couldn't really find a good way to execute it. So I kept looking around, but eventually settled on that. So I did a Y2 into that, and that was a 1.93. And funny enough, the very first sub-3 average that I got in competition had a solution that was very similar to that. And it was also like a 1.89 in Rocky Top Finals in 2021, so I think that's just kind of funny how a lot of my PR averages have like a weird like rotation that realistically isn't good, but managed to kind of clutch it out. Alright, and then this one I got a 1.86 on, so this was my best solve of the average. And again, you see a lot of these blocks. So I tried looking at a couple things, eventually settled on yellow, which is another kind of 2-move face, or 2-move layer, U, Nicholas U. And yeah, so I best solve the average, and pretty happy that I didn't like completely choke the AUF or the ALG going into it. And that made my 1.93 from before count. This is the second time I've ever had a counting sub 2, so I'm really, really happy with that. And at this point in the average, I started to get a little bit nervous, because you never know with the last 2 solves, that 3 could be counting. And you never know with 2x2. So I could get some really good solves or can get completely trash scrambles, and did not be able to see anything. But the fourth scramble, immediately one move face to a pretty good EG1. Here's where I started getting like super nervous. Like I saw this immediately and knew it could be a pretty good one, so I safetied it a little bit and ended up with a 2.05. So I had at this point locked in the 2.34 average, but I had a thought that this could be a sub 2 average. I really shouldn't have been thinking about that, but I think it's kind of funny considering that my PR single was a 1.76 and this average going into the last solve had sub 2 potential, so I think that just would have been funny if it did happen. And then for this last one, there's a couple things that I looked at again. Lots of bars. Couldn't really find anything too great, except for on green. I was able to one look this 4-move face into this EG2, which is a pretty decent case. It's not like super short, but you can like it's RUF gen and very spammy. So when I saw this, I got pretty nervous, and then yeah, tried to go for it and ended up locking up and getting like a 3.74. So it's a pretty decent solution for what I could have seen at least, and yeah, just got nervous with the solves that I had before, but I'm still very happy. I don't one look all of my solves, but I'm very happy that I was able to find pretty decent solutions in inspection, in finals, in competition on all 5 of these solves. Yeah, all I needed for, if I wanted to get a sub 2 average, I would have needed a 2.02 or better, which I don't think it would have happened, but I definitely could have gotten like a mid 2 realistically on that last scramble. And it could have been like a 2.1, and theoretically could have podiumed because Caleb Chen got he DNF'd out of like a mid-ish 1 average, and I somehow ended up 4th with this average, so I'm very happy with that. I had no right getting anywhere near to a podium, just from the people that were at that comp. So I'm pretty happy with this, and this has actually given me a lot more motivation to actually improve and not just spam solves like I've been for the past like 2 years or so, considering this actually had like this had potential to be like a really good average. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye bye.